What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? So today we have a great quote coming from Billy Allsbrooks. We're going to be talking about unforgiveness, the consequences of holding on to unforgiveness, and the benefits of letting it go. We'll also be discussing the difference between unforgiveness and holding someone accountable, because they are two different things and they both are important to be defined, and making sure that we're operating in the right area. So let's get into it, right? So, quote of the day: unforgiveness is volunteered emotional incarceration. It's a spiritual self-imprisonment behind invisible bars for which you determine the release date. Billy Allsbrooks. So, when we choose not to forgive someone, we are choosing to embark down a journey of pain, imprisonment, limitations, and ultimately misery. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what has happened, what has transpired, we must forgive. We must let it go. To forgive is not to say it didn't happen. To forgive is not to pretend like it didn't have consequences on our soul, on our life, on our emotions. To forgive isn't to say that you are going to change your opinion on that person and say that they're a good person. Just because you forgive someone doesn't mean that you have to now say that they're a good person. They're not a good person, they're not a good person. If you don't want them back in your life, then you don't want them back in your life. But what we're not going to do is continue to walk around and hold grudges, to seek revenge. The quote is, if you seek revenge, dig two graves, right? And in a retrospect, that all it does is start a vicious cycle of just counterattacks, countermeasures on each other. Now, when we hold on to unforgiveness, the main thing that it does is blinds us to all of our other goals and our other things that we want to achieve. So now I'm just focused on getting you back because you stole my lunch. Now I want to steal your lunch. Now I want to bring lunch in every day and poison it and watch you eat it and get sick because you stole my lunch. So I'm putting all this energy into trying to get you back because of something you did, when I'm not focused on the nutritional value of the meals that I'm missing, the financial burden that I'm putting on myself by buying these decoy lunches, the sleep that I'm losing, the peace that I'm losing by thinking about who took my lunch. These are the things that we surrender by unforgiveness. When we release our unforgiveness, when we get out of that, we gain back our peace. We gain back our control. We gain back our focus. The enemy is going to do this to you a lot on your journey. I'm not going to lie to you. It's something I still struggle with today. You will build up a full head of steam. You will get a momentum going towards your goal. And then out of the blue, somebody going to say something real smart, disrespectful, and you're going to want to check them. And you got to stay focused on your prize. You got to stay focused on your eyes. Trust me, there'll be time to check them later on. Because we're not letting them off the hook. And we're going to get to that in a moment. So when these distractions come, when these people come and they are projecting or putting energy that we don't like, we must acknowledge it. We must admit how it hurt us. And then we must let it go. Okay? This is what happened. This is how it made me feel. I'm moving on because it's not worth it to be trapped in that situation for the rest of my life. Now, I want to talk about accountability, because a lot of times I'm labeled as King Petty. And you know what? I wear the title. I don't really care. Fine. You want to call me that? That's fine. But see, the reason I'm called that is because I don't let people off the hook. I'm going to hold you accountable for the things that you've done in your life and that I've had to bear witness to in my life. Because at the end of the day, you didn't have to do it. And I understand that hurt people, but you have to understand that even though it's not your fault that you're broken, it's still your responsibility to fix yourself. So it is no excuse because something happened to you that you get to project it on me and others in this world. So while I'm not going to seek revenge, if the time comes where I can get my reparations, my repercussions, where I can be reimbursed, I will act on that. I will take advantage of that, just like you took advantage of me. And the laws are set up in that way, where if somebody steals something for yours and they are proven to be guilty, they have to reimburse you. So the same situation occurs in our personal lives, our personal relationships, even our professional lives. If someone shows you who they are, the quote from Oprah Winfrey, I believe, is, when someone shows you who they are, don't refuse to believe them. If they're showing you they're a bad person, they're a bad person. If they show you that they don't have integrity, they don't have integrity. And I tell you what, the biggest thing for me, the biggest thing in my life is integrity. I don't have time to be guessing or evaluating, investigating to find out if you're telling the truth. In any relationship across the board, if I find out you don't have integrity, 9 times out of 10, we are done. The one time that I'll forgive you, I'll always forgive you because I'm not going to be stopped, but the one time that I may give you another chance when you don't have integrity is if you've been misled. If someone gave you some information and you gave it to me, that's a different situation. But going forward, we need to dissect our information, and now I'm kind of getting off track. But integrity is my big one. Like, people are like, loyalty, trust, all this stuff. My thing is integrity. Let's start with the truth. Let's start with the truth, because if we start with the truth, we can end with respect. Okay? Even if I don't like what's coming out your mouth, even if I don't like what you've done and you have to reveal to me, if you're honest about it, at least I know you respect me enough to tell me the truth and not lie to me. So, at the end of the day, guys, unforgiveness is a burden. It is a prison that you will put yourself in. It is a ball and chain that you will take and tie around you, and you have to carry with you. It's so heavy. It's so toxic. It hurts so much. And, honestly, you really don't know how much it is affecting you until you learn how to let it go. All the things that your family has done, all the things that your friends, your exes have done, when you learn to let them go, you don't realize how light you actually feel, how much easier life is when you're not seeking revenge, when you're not waiting for revenge, you're not anticipating their downfall, when you really couldn't care less what happens or doesn't happen to them. As a human being, as a child of God, as a brother and sister in Christ, I wish you the best, but I'm not walking around looking to see exactly what your life is. I'm not looking on your Facebook every single day. I'm not stalking you on your IG. I don't need to see your TikTok and be like, see, I told you God doesn't like ugly, or, evil never wins. Look, it is what it is. The universal laws have been set up for a reason, and they are going to be in play no matter what. So you don't have to worry about revenge. You don't have to worry about counterattacks and measures. You need to worry about being the best you can be every single day. That's what you do. And if it is time for them to have their repercussions, they will get them. If it's time for you to be reimbursed, I promise you the universe will make sure that you are. All right, guys, look, I want to thank everybody out there for watching. And I need you guys to make sure that you take care of yourselves. Please be kind to one another. Keep me in your prayers. I'll forever keep you in mind. Endure, believe, rise.